Hello and welcome to another update video about Sandbox, one of my favorite cryptocurrency play to earn or metaverse cryptocurrency coins. And after our recent all-time high here of around 855, we have moved down in this, what I think still is an ABC correction. I think we're currently in this leg of the wave B before we're going to come down in a final move down in a wave C, which has to be below the wave A. And this would also be in line with what my expectation is for Bitcoin. But at the moment, we are continuing to move up. I told you before that I expected this here to have bottomed out for now in the short term. And in my last two videos, I made you aware that I thought or would expect this support level here, this ascending trend line to hold, basically because of this confluence of support lines here. And because I do expect Bitcoin for now to hold the 45.5K. So we've got these 2 daily EMAs. We're stayed above both of them. We briefly dropped below the 13-day EMA, but we reclaimed it quickly, stayed above the ascending trend line. Also had an important support range here based on previous highs. And also I think volumes, taking the VPVR indicator into account. And also what we have here is the Fib level, the 0.382 Fib level at 547. Which is a very important Fibonacci retracement level. And basically all of this confluence here of factors made me quite confident that this support level should hold, but still risky at the moment because trading a wave B is risky if anybody wants to take the trade. So I told you in the last video, if anybody wanted to take the trade, in my last video when we were pretty much here at around 550, 560, I said I personally would only do this with using a stop loss because it always generally is risky to take a trade in a wave B. And I said if I was to do it, I would set it somewhere below a technical target. For example, below the EMAs here. You always want to set it slightly below the EMAs because you can see what happened here. Just a little bit of education. What you can see is sometimes we just drop below these EMAs and you don't want to put it too tight, otherwise you risk being thrown out. So anybody who went in here is probably now quite pleased because since that video that I made, I don't know exactly which level it was. Let's just take it from the line. We're already like in a few days at 7.5% profit, but I would now expect with the latest Bitcoin pump obviously contributed to this. Just today we just had a nice pump that we could now move to the 680 level once more. I said in the last video this could actually become, I'm not quite sure if it will be, but it could actually become a cup and a handle. Yeah, that's a possibility. But also we need to be aware that this could if we take a look at the fibs here for that wave B target, if we take a beginning from that wave 5 all the way down to the low of that wave, we can see that we already retraced here into this area between the 0.5 fib level and the 0.786. So we already came into an ideal target level here for the wave B, where you can expect some resistance before reaching the 680 level. And by the way, we hit the 680 level perfectly. That's also what I would expect ideally for other cryptos to reach in a wave B retracement, to reach the 0.618 fib level. For example, Solana only came all the way up to the 0.5, hasn't reached the 0.618 yet. So an immediate resistance will be here at 627. I think that is the 0.5 fib level from that wave A retracement here, wave B retracement. Yeah, so we came all the way up here, and this could be another retracement again, as it was resistance here before as well. So expect some resistance at around 632 before we move to 680. So obviously we need to break that to be able to move to 680, and we could even push a little bit higher here if Bitcoin does another move up to around 52K, I think. But overall, we're already in profit, which is great. I'd be careful about this one here, the 630 level, because just recognize that this could be a important retracement level. But overall, looking good so far here for the Sandbox, and I think we can expect some further moves up here along this trend line. I did say before, it's very difficult, you know, to trade, to predict, and so on a wave B. First of all, waves B are always a little bit unpredictable, but then also because we are, especially today, we have options expiring, so a lot of volatility is expected for Bitcoin, so that makes it more difficult. And also we don't have really the volume at the moment. I mean, it's between Christmas and the New Year, you know, that also makes any TA potentially a little bit less reliable. So it's always important to bear that in mind, because if you have less volume, markets move less predictable, right? But overall, it doesn't change the overall view here at all. So we are still, in my view, in this ABC wave, and in this C wave, I think we can come down all the way to the level between 360 and 225, with 225 really being my worst case here. But I don't actually think we are going to get that low. I think 360 is certainly not off the table, but I would personally set a buy order higher than that, because the Sandbox has been really bullish since it's bottomed out down here already to the peak of the wave B, made a 70% increase nearly. So, you know, in any retracement down, we need to take into account how much we've already gone up here, and depending on how much Sandbox has gone up, a potential percentage drop compared to Bitcoin might not be enough then to push it into all the way, you know, far into the target area here. But this is the target area that I would expect it to hit in the wave C, that Bitcoin is going to do as well, in my view. And again, if the Bitcoin wave count in any way should be wrong, or it shouldn't play out, even though I think it's looking really likely that it's going to play out like a final wave C here for Bitcoin, then if that doesn't play out, then of course there is a potential to move here to new all-time highs straight away. But there are many factors, not only the Elliott waves, that tell me we can expect another drop. One example here is the weekly RSI. We are just still too high, even though, you know, we already dropped quite a bit, came out of the overbought range, but we are still here at a tipping point of being overbought and really heading into next year. The RSI just needs to come down in order to make new all-time highs. And also the MACD, I think what we can see, it's only just starting to turn around very, very, very early. If this one is turning around, the MACD on the weekly, that would scare me. Honestly, it would. Looking at Bitcoin has, for example, already turned around, while Sandbox hasn't even turned around yet, but it already had quite a bit of a retracement. If this one is turning around on the weekly and you get a bearish crossover, yeah, that could push Sand down quite a bit. Yeah, but overall, it doesn't change my next year very bullish prediction for Sandbox, where we can expect higher prices, much above $10 US. So hopefully you liked the update about the Sandbox. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.